Hello everyone, and welcome to Babylon Leather's official channel. Today, we'll be crafting a leather bowling bag. Check all materials against the tutorial video first. Shoulder strap, hardware, needles, and thread. Thick tubing and thin tubing. Handle ear tabs. First, learn how to identify the front and back sides. The side with larger, smoother holes is the front, while the side with smaller, sharper holes is the back. Zipper and tab. Shoulder strap ear tabs. Boning strips. The length should be slightly longer than the perimeter of the bag body. Bag body panels. Zipper binding strips and zipper. The side of the zipper with the zipper pull is the front side. Arrange the zipper binding strips and zipper as shown, with both pieces facing front side up. Bottom gusset. Handles. Get the finger protector. Wear it on the finger you use to pull the thread to help protect your fingers while stitching. Place the notch side facing outward and sew the two inner rows of holes. Align the second row of holes in the center of the zipper facing with this row of holes on the zipper. Measure the thread to be 4 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Add an extra 5 to 10 centimeters of thread each time. Now let's demonstrate how to thread the needles. First, take 2 needles and set the remaining needles aside for later use. Thread the needles. Begin threading the needle by passing the thread through the needle eye. Then, pass the needle tip through the middle of the thread. Tighten then, pass the needle tip through the middle of the thread dotted, and that completes the threading of the needle. Thread the other needle using the same method. Begin stitching by inserting the needle through the first hole of both materials from the bottom to the top. Pass the second needle through the second hole. Pull both threads to ensure they remain the same length. Pass the first needle through the second hole. Be careful not to split the thread. Pull the thread tight. The starting stitch is now complete. Sew using the saddle stitch method by passing the 2 needles through each hole from opposite sides. Continue stitching with the saddle stitch method. Be careful not to split the thread or miss any holes. Pull Pull the thread tight after every stitch. Keep the thread direction consistent and always pull straight outward. Pulling at an angle may damage the leather. Align the holes first, then secure them with clips if needed. This will make stitching easier. After sewing all the holes, begin securing the thread by backstitching one stitch. Then bring both thread ends to the back side. You can pass both needles through the next hole or the same hole and bring them into the gap between the two materials. Here we'll show two methods: securing the thread inside the material and securing it in the gap between the layers. Leave about 3 millimeters of thread, trim it, then carefully melt the thread end with a lighter. Do not burn the thread black or touch the leather. This completes securing the thread. Use the same method to secure the other thread end. Check the finished result. Use the same method to sew the center row of holes on both sides. Check the finished result. Check the finished result. Get the bottom gusset. Measure the thread to be 6 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Place both pieces with the front side facing up and position the bottom gusset on top of the main piece. Begin stitching by inserting the needle through the first hole of the bottom gusset only, from the bottom to the top. Use the second needle to stitch through the zipper facing as well. Continue stitching using the saddle stitch method. The 2 center holes are used to stitch the zipper tape on both sides. At this stage, add this piece and stitch it together with the other layers. Continue stitching with the saddle stitch method. Once finished, secure the thread on the back side. Use the same method to sew the other side. Make sure the bottom gusset overlaps the zipper. Check the finished result. Get the handles. Measure the thread to be 4 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Place the handle with the backside facing up. Insert the thick tubing. Center it inside the handle, making sure neither end extends past the holes. Trim it if it is too long. Once the tubing is positioned correctly, secure it in place with clips. Begin stitching from the 6th hole and continue using the saddle stitch method. After sewing to the 6th hole from the end, begin securing the thread by backstitching to stitches. Then pass both needles through the next hole and bring them into the gap between the two layers. Use the same method to secure the thread. Use the same method to sew the second handle. After sewing, if the tubing is too long and affects folding, trim it as needed. Check the finished result. Get the bag body panels, handle ear tabs, small ear tabs, square rings, and D-rings. Measure the thread to be 4 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Insert the D-ring into the ear tab as shown. Start stitching from the first hole. Pass the second needle through the next hole in the same row, then continue stitching with the saddle stitch method. When you reach the upper row of holes, add the shoulder strap ear tab and stitch it together. Place the shoulder strap ear tab with the back side facing up, then pass the front needle through the corresponding hole. Then continue with a single stitch toward the left side. Continue and stitch the holes on the right side using the saddle stitch method. When you reach the second to last hole, stitch downward once to connect only the small ear tab and the bag body. Then stitch the final hole. After all holes are stitched, begin securing the thread by backstitching 1 stitch for reinforcement. Then pass both threads to the back side and secure the thread. On the other side, there is only one row of holes, so only one shoulder strap ear tab needs to be attached. Use the same method to stitch the ear tabs onto the other bag body panel. Check the finished result. Now fold the shoulder strap ear tab in half and stitch it together. Before stitching, insert the square ring. Measure the thread to be 3 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Start stitching from the first hole. Pass the needle through the bag body from the top to the bottom. Using the same needle, pass through the second hole from the bottom to the top while also stitching through the folded ear tab. Continue stitching normally with the saddle stitch method. Once finished, secure the thread on the backside. At the final hole, make 1 forward stitch. Use the same method to stitch the remaining 3 shoulder strap ear tabs. Check the finished result. Get the bottom gusset. Get the thin tubing and the boning strips. Place both the bag body and bottom gusset with the front sides facing up, and position the bottom gusset on top of the bag body. Place both the bag body and bottom gusset with the front sides facing up, and position the bottom gusset on top of the bag body. There is a matching central hole on the bag body as well. First, thin down the edge of the boning strip. The trimmed edge of the boning strip should remain straight. Align the first hole of the boning strip with the hole before the central hole. Measure the thread to be 4 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Starting from the central hole, count 4 holes to the right and begin stitching. Pass the needle through the bag body from the top to the bottom. Fold the boning strip in half with the opening facing outward. Pass the needle through the 5th hole of the boning strip. Then pass through the corresponding 4th hole on the bag body. After stitching, continue by passing through the next holes in sequence. Pass the first needle through the 2nd hole. Be careful not to pierce the thread. Insert the thin tubing into the boning strip. Continue stitching normally using the saddle stitch method. Align the holes first, then secure the layers with clips to make stitching easier. When reaching a corner, slowly stand the bag upright and continue stitching. If you cannot pass through all layers in one attempt, stitch through them in stages. Be careful not to stitch the wrong holes or miss any holes. As you approach the end, trim off any excess thin tubing. The ends of the thin tubing can overlap by 1 or 2 holes. Then tuck the tubing neatly inside the boning strip. Trim the boning strip. The boning strip should extend 1 hole beyond the central hole. Be careful not to miscount the holes. Continue stitching forward. After all holes have been stitched, secure the thread by stitching forward to holes for reinforcement. Then bring both threads to the inside and secure the thread. Use the same method to stitch the other bag body panel. Check the finished result. Take the protective feet and screwdriver. Insert the screws from the inside to the outside. Place the protective feet on the exterior, then tighten all 4 screws securely. Make sure they are fully tightened, otherwise they may loosen during use. Then install the protective rubber caps. Get the handles and the white plastic tubing. Cut the plastic tubing to match the stitch section of the handles and cut to pieces. Measure the thread to be 2 times the length of the sewn part, then thread the needles. Choose whichever side of the handle looks better to you and use that side as the front. Once you've decided, pass the handle through the square ring and fold it over. Start from the first hole and stitch normally using the saddle stitch method. When stitching the center hole, stitch through the hole on the right side first. Pass the upper needle back through the previous hole. When stitching the next hole, stitch through the hole on the left side. Continue stitching normally with the saddle stitch method. Once finished, secure the thread on the back side. Following the direction of the handle, stitch the ear tab on the other side. Before passing the handle through the square ring, slide the plastic tubing onto the handle first. Use the same method to complete the stitching. Use the same method to stitch the other handle. Check the finished result. Finally, attach the shoulder strap. The bag is finished. Appreciate your choice of Babylon leather. Thank you for choosing us. Wishing you the acquisition of valuable skills during your time here. If you've enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, comment, and share. For more information about this DIY leather kit, check out the link in the bio. Thanks for watching.